So guys, it's time for exercise 2. And in this exercise, we're going to practice the skills that we've learned in this section. So the first thing I'd like you to do is create a template. So I'd like you to search for the keyword invoice in the template library. I'd like you to open one of the invoice templates, and I'll leave it up to you to decide which one you want to open. And I'd like you to save it as invoice template with the correct template file extension. And I want you to make sure that you save it to the default templates folder. Once you've done that, I'd like you to create a new blank workbook. I'd like you to rename Sheet 1 to Summary and then add 3 more worksheets. And then rename each of those worksheets to Sales Data, Calculations and Charts. Next, we're going to practice entering data into our worksheets. So on the Sales Data worksheet, in cell A1, I'd like you to type in a title that says Sales Data for 2020. I'd like you to format that title, so make sure that the font size is 14 points and it's in bold. Then, in cells A3 to C3, I'd like you to enter the headings Month, Revenue and Profit. And then in cell A4, enter the word Jan. I'd then like you to use the fill handle to copy down the months February and March. And then finally, I'd just like you to add some values for revenue and profit like I have in the screenshot. And then the final thing we need to do for this exercise is simply save this Excel workbook. So I'd like you to create a folder on your desktop and name it Excel Practice Files. And then save the workbook as Exercise 02 Practice. That's it, guys. If you'd like to see my answer, then please keep watching. So the first thing we need to do here is search for an invoice template in the template library. So let's go to File and down to New. I'm going to scroll down to my templates, and in the search box, I'm going to type in invoice and hit enter. Now, I didn't mind which one of these you chose, so I'm just going to choose this first one just here. Let's double click to open it up and load it into Excel. Next, I asked you to save this as a template file into the default templates folder. So we're going to say File, Save As. Let's click on Browse, and remember we need to change the Save As type to an Excel template. Now that is automatically going to jump us across to the correct folder, and I'm just going to call this invoice_template and click on Save. Next, I asked you to create a brand new blank workbook, so Control N to do that. We're going to rename Sheet 1 to Summary, so we can double click and type in the word Summary. I then asked you to add 3 more sheets, so let's click the plus once, twice, 3 times, and then rename these worksheets to Sales Data, Calculations, and the final one is going to be Charts. We're then going to switch to the Sales Data tab, and in cell A1 we're going to add a title. So this is Sales Data for 2020. We're going to format this font so that it is 14 points and also bold. And then in cells A3 to C3, we're going to type in some headings: Month, Revenue and Profit. And then underneath, we're going to type the word Jan, Control Enter to stay in the same cell, and I'm going to use my autofill handle just to fill down February and March. I then asked you just to enter some numbers into the revenue and profit fields. And again, I don't really mind what numbers you entered in here. And just to finish this off, I'm going to give these headings a bit of bold formatting, and we're also going to apply a background fill. Next, I asked you to create a folder on your desktop and call it Excel Practice Files. So all we need to do here is right-click our mouse, go to New and Folder. We'll call this Excel Practice Files and hit Enter. And then we're going to save this file into that folder. So let's go to Browse, to our desktop and open up that new folder. And we're going to call this exercise 02 _ practice and click on the Save button.